Make a mocktail, a pink mocktail to your clients, so then when they're smelling this, they are gonna really remember about the fragrance. Yeah. So there's a lot of small things we can do just to put everything together with your clients.
So back to the presentation, the idea is smell it, tell a story. You know that nowadays what we want is to go from storytelling to a story making. What are the principles of story making? Exactly what we are doing. Oh, this fragrance is about a cocktail of vanilla. So brings them words to your clients and into your events to recreate in a simple way the story of the fragrance. So this is simple. It's a cupcakes, macaron. So you can play with this. Sometimes with other things that you will see, with other ideas that not necessarily are, like food or beverages. There are other ideas also.
So I had a question over here about another myth, and we thought it would be a good point to bring up. So when a customer wants to smell like coffee beans, or like a cotton shirt, it's very helpful, and especially when we're talking, there's an event in the house, in your house, and there's a lot of fragrances in the air and things like this. Even us as perfumers sometimes, to clear our nose, the best thing is your cotton t-shirt or something, or to neutralize the nose and to keep smelling.
To prepare to another smelling experience.
So maybe that could help to have maybe coffee beans for me adds another scent. I find just if you're smelling like it's too much, just smell whatever, go like this, and it just kind of neutralizes. And it's a very inexpensive one. No, whatever you're wearing.
Or your own skin. At the end, it has to be the smell that your nose is already knows, so you are not making a different olfactive note to your nose. Your nose has been smelling your own skin for years, so something that you can neutralize.
Yeah.
So now we are gonna move to Bezen. So here, if you see, we arrange a very nice floral bouquet, small citrus. Like fruits here, like a bergamot, a lime, an orange, because in Bezen, what is where we're gonna find flash notes. So what we are gonna smell now is bergamot. Bergamot is a small citrus note that we're gonna find in Bezen. So it's this flash citrus note that we find at the initial top note. So if you see, we put here some green notes that's gonna resemble that part of Bezen. At the end, Bezen has a lot of woody back notes. It has a lot of personality. So that's why we try to put it in a woody bottle so that we can put all together and we can resemble a lot of fragrance. So now you are gonna smell the actual fragrance.
Do you recognize bergamot?
Yes, it's in Irresistible Story as well.
Yes. And it's an Earl Grey tea. There's a little bit of bergamot in Earl Grey tea, so when you have that tea, yeah, that's why it smells like tea. It reminds you of tea. And this citrus, we can't eat it. We don't eat it because it's too bitter. So we use it for Earl Grey tea.
The Bezen? This is Bezen.
No, that's the top note.
That's bergamot. This is the complete track.
All about trying. I think we educate ourselves and try. We open our minds.
This is the this is the orange. This is the
Oh my God.
that's bergamot.
So here's another nice idea we can do with our clients. So what we create is a fresh orange like tea or fresh orange water, so that we're gonna feel that freshness that you already smelled in bergamot on the top note. We're gonna resemble in a small drink. So it's a nice way just to bring our client, talk to them, and they will remember every time they drink the orange part or the red citrus accord, they're gonna think about Bezen.
And even the packaging, if visually brings you to the packaging.
Yes.
For me, this fragrance is very elegant.
I love it.
It's very upscale, it's elegant, it's chic.
So there is multiple ways to experience a fragrance. So this fresher, it's simple. You can do it in your home, or you can ask to a hotel when you prepare to the catering. Prepare a nice multiple orange or citrus freshy drink experience. So you connect, because people connect experiences, and the memory is very powerful.
And so in the family, I'm calling it a family, you may call it something else. But in the, say the Vesson in the family, we have the orange,
Yeah.
and then you have the green, and, what's that another one?
Vessel and Vessel Life is the other one.
It's three, isn't it?
No,
It's
there's
three.
two.
Just
No,
two.
there's only two.
Okay, so is there, when you do a grouping like that, even like the Dawn Blush, you know, it's in Atterbury's gold and Atterbury's this. Is there one common ingredient in all of those groupings or families?
Not necessarily. That's another part that we do with the marketing team. We create the architecture of the brand. So sometimes in a brand like we have in La Vie est Belle, you can see one common ingredient in all of them. But some other brands, for example, Polo. You see all the polos smell different, but they belong to a story that we create. So that's what we create together with you, of course. We create what it's gonna be a family, if it's gonna be a flanker, if it's gonna be an extension, if it's close or more far away to the nose. So it doesn't necessarily have to have a specific ingredient.
There are some concepts that should have, there are others that
Depends.
not.
Okay, I got you.
Everything is made on purpose.
Right.
When we make a completely different fragrance, then it's on purpose. When we want to follow up like a glow version or a parfum version, then we talk about the same ingredients. But it's part of the communication of the fragrance.
So it's like the JF9, the green, the black, it does not necessarily, I want to make sure I'm correct, that it may not have, not the ingredients, it's nothing to do with necessarily the ingredient or the name of the fragrance, is that correct?
We're talking about a story about
The ones that you want to
who's
be
attracted,
listed,
and maybe he
I
can
think
use
the one that you
blue
want to
and
be
the green
listed
and
because we are
uses it
going
for
to
different
just to
occasions.
Got
avoid
it.
So it
contamination.
doesn't have to be the
can
same
delete.
moment
I
of
didn't
day or
understand.
the same moment
You
of
can
experience
delete
that
the
we're gonna
one
have.
that you don't want to keep
That's why
smelling.
we're like
So maybe
transitioning
this
in our
one?
life, so it doesn't have
Which
to be the
one?
same ingredient.
I like the bergamot, but that's not a fragrance, it's
Yeah,
just
and
an
there's that
ingredient.
for us,
Okay.
is double nature.
So,
Yes.
I guess
That, the story of double nature is opposite pairs, right?
Opposite,
Pairs. You have the cool and crazy, the sexy one, the tender one. So it's not necessarily the same notes in all 8, but that each pair is opposite of each other. So that's the tender side, the wild side, things like that. So not necessarily, it depends on the brand architecture of what we're trying to create within a specific brand.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're gonna move to 2 masculine fragrances. So JF9 Blue,
Do you like it?
Yes.
Yes.
Jeff and Blue.
so now we are gonna pass the ingredient, one of the main ingredients of JF9, which is vetiver. That is very masculine,
So this is the ingredient, which is
vetiver.
What is vetiver? Have you guys ever heard of it before?
What is this ingredient?
This is vetiver. So vetiver. It's a woody note. It's the root that you see over there on the screen.
It's this right here. Right here. And mostly grown in Haiti or.
Yeah, it smells like smoke, doesn't it?
That's right.
It's woody, it has an earthiness, and it's exactly. It's smoky, it's earthy, it's woody. And sometimes I
Can you
see
imagine that? Created the most powerful ingredient into a fragrance?
Wow.
But you can see that's like macho, you know, it's like, it's got something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course it has to be
Wow, like you get that.
Now,
Yeah.
they're gonna pass you the final fragrance, and you're gonna find that it has just small hints of it.
Yeah.
Imagine if we put the vetiver completely in, probably
No.
Could be
Yeah, exactly, so that's the thing, naturals, they have a part that you just adore, that you fall in love with, and there's another part where sometimes you're like, ooh,
You just don't like.
smoky, maybe right now I don't want that smoke, I want the pretty.
Natasha, I ask you a question. What do you think the vetiver add to GF90?
I think
Masculinity.
it adds.
Outdoor.
Outdoor.
Could be, yeah.
Outdoor.
A little
Barbecue.
adventure.
Okay,
Are you hungry?
If it's smoky, this is a great comment. It's smoky, but what smoky means inside GF9 Blue?
What does it mean, like for the personality?
Personality. Yeah, because I can see my husband, because he likes to barbecue. And
It's so cute.
He likes to barbecue.
Yes.
He likes. So when we talk about it, he likes to barbecue.
Okay, I guess, girls, I guess none of you don't like a man without personality, right?
Right. So look at this, ladies. Look at this for like a little like.
I don't like men who smoke.
Look at this. This could be a cool idea, you know? You can spray the fragrance. Wow. Is this the bomb? Come here. Yes. What is that? Come here, sexy man.
I wear this because I wanted to wear that.
So it's just a small thing that you can add. So it's kind of ideas we can give. You can create a small like pin and put the perfume in it and give it as
What is
a
that?
sample for them to smell.
Wow.
We're gonna
So-
She's asking, get it. She wants to see.
What is it?
It's like a little gift. You can
It's you know that people use sometimes some what do you say?
So
¿Cómo
it's
se
a,
dice
like
español?
Yeah,
Handkerchief. So, and you fragrance.
that's a good question. Where did you get that?
It's a great question. Where do you buy it? No.
Sarah,
Sarah, where did you buy it?
Oh, you can get them at any tuxedo shop. It's instead of a bow tie, they tie the bow ties to be in like little.
And let me tell you that it's very trendy now because guys and you know the young men don't want to wear the scarf. So this is very practical and very signature.
We are gonna give you one of these at the end as a
Well, in our language, you can find it in Amazon or eBay.
Isn't it elegant?
This is
Do you
very
like
nice. You
I do like it.
to smell it.
You can
So
do
it's
it
the
in the
ingredient
Father's
is
Day
like-
event.
it's like blue.
or you can wear it for Valentine's Day.
that doesn't smell as bad as this.
San Valentin.
Anything.
Amazon, eBay.
So
No,
this is
I'm
this is
okay.
For sure you can find in
So it's the
Amazon.
ingredient
And
that
it's
you
not
smelled
expensive.
earlier. It's a root that is dried that comes from Haiti. This is the actual root.
I would like to.
So it's very subtle because and then it's distilled into an oil.
It's very elegant, it's very trendy. I like it.
Okay, so just to explain you what you're gonna try, you can help me explain what is this. It's just a cracker with rosemary and little cheese, right? And a cherry tomato. So it's a nice way to represent the fragrance because we know it has rosemary, it has the woody part that we're trying to represent by the
With the
crackers.
cracker.
So it's just how can we blend the ideas together to show the fragrance to our clients. If you see, we arranged here also something for the desk, but it's a little bit more masculine than what we were looking here. That was flowers and rose and very feminine. Here, what we tried to arrange was to put the rosemary leaves here with some citrus notes and citrus fruits that's gonna give this part of the freshness that has J9. So you can really represent the fragrance in a very nice way. and they will just think about it every time they see this part of combination, and we use something blue, so that then you can remember the J9 blue, with all the rosemary, the freshness, and a lot of masculinity with all these arrangements.
So you need simple things. It's just a cake with a nice light cheese cream, dry, very well cooked potato with some rosemary. So you can create a story. And people like stories. I mean, the world is plenty of needing stories.
So we're gonna give you one of these as a present, so at the end you're gonna take it.
Thank you.
So also for you, if you want to replicate this in your houses, and you have the idea, so you can always put the fragrance on it and give it to smell, so it's a different way. Of course, if you, instead of having the actual fresh rosemary, you can put probably something blue or something you want to put the fragrance on to show, that's nice. And it's something that they will remind all the time.
And it's something that you can have in the supermarket. It's in a flower store, and it's just fruits.
Okay, so now we're gonna move to the last fragrance that is gonna be Valfera Spirit. So this fragrance, as you know, it has a lot of story about the outdoors. That's the important part of this fragrance. So what we really wanted to represent was that part of the woody note. So we know it has sandalwood that you are gonna smell, but if you see, we wanted to represent it with lavender, that is that part of aromatic part, a lot of green notes here, and kind of a woody part down, so that you can represent all the outdoors in a small bouquet. And it's very masculine, still very masculine.
Yeah, it's like a masculine bouquet.
A masculine bouquet. So normally, that one, if you see, was a little bit more tender, more cute, more funny with the dog. This one goes more feminine. That one goes fresh, but with a lot of personality and elegance. This one starts moving into something more blue, more masculine. And then here we're gonna end up with something even more fresh. So you're gonna smell sandalwood, they're gonna pass it to you. But here another idea was to do this, what's the name, when you put the
coaster?
Coaster, yeah, exactly, coasters. That is woody coasters. So what we did is we put the fragrance here. So then when you pass it, you can give it to the client, and they're gonna smell the fragrance in the coaster. And then it's woody, it's outdoors, and it really makes all this Valfera Spirit on it.
Where do you buy that?
You can get it.
In Los Angeles, we're really lucky because we have the flower district here in downtown. So those were purchased at a floral kind of base shop.
What you can find in your home.
In Target, probably there is.
It's the ingredient that is in the
The
fragrance.
little fragrance strips here, how long does you spray the fragrance on?
No, we just put it, and then you can smell it there.
And it lasts?
It's gonna last the whole part of the fragrance. This is sandalwood. So sandalwood is a very bottom note. So sandalwood, as by its nature,
But you
it's gonna
just
last
dip
more.
it in the fragrance,
Yeah.
and then you take it
You-
out.
you
How
take
long
it-
do you have to leave it in? the
No,
fragrance?
just put it and take it. Yeah.
And then it'll last for how long?
I mean, this one is sandalwood. So the nature of sandalwood is that it's gonna last more than 4 hours because it's sandalwood.
But I mean, like, the ones that have the actual.
At least the 8 hours, because and then you are gonna smell how the fragrance is gonna evolve. Yeah.
Okay.
Sandalwood also participates in the beginning. It's like a magic science because the sandalwood adds experience along the whole time. But also there is a time where this material, which is very masculine and strong, is seeing and perceiving at the end. So it's
hard to smell. It's heavy. This is what I was, that's what we said down here. So this is a good example of a base note. If you hold on to this blotter and you go home, you will smell it tomorrow, you will smell it the day after, and the day after. It's so substantive and so full that it's almost hard to smell when you smell it now that we just dipped it. Like now, the evaporation process is starting, but it's really at its best a few hours from now.
It's chemistry.
Yeah, they call this like a blonde. When somebody says, oh, I want some blonde, this is what they're talking about. It's like a white, it smells almost white, it's so creamy. As the vetiver was more earthy and smoky, this one is creamy and voluptuous.
So now,
Can I get samples, the mail magazines?
yeah. You smell it for time.
Yeah. I love it. I love
Yeah.
So now, what you're gonna receive is another way we can represent Valferro Spirit. So if you're smelling the fragrance, you're gonna find that it has a lot of woody notes, it has something smoky, it has a freshness on top that it has a little bit of apple, a little bit of citrus notes. So what we wanted to represent with this on a little like,
It's a prosciutto with.
like a sandwich, this one, that has
Bruschetta.
bruschetta, yeah. Then it has like the cracker, and then what else do you?
It's a black pepper crostini with green apple, smoked mozzarella, prosciutto, and then arugula, which is meant to be that peppery taste, peppery smell that's in the fragrance. And then it has a little bit of vinaigrette on top.
So then we are gonna combine all these smoky notes with the bruschetta, so it's a nice way to represent the fragrance.
The plenty of textures. So there is an infinite way of experiences your fragrance. And this is very, this is a little touch in which, you don't need to have many things. So try this with this, just few, and you make people feel in a premium way your fragrance and your whole story. That's, there is not common to see this in this kind of events. But it's easy to make it, or to ask to a hotel, not too much themes, just this and that. Play with your ingredients, play with your stories.
And also, you're probably wondering why we gave you the sweets before and then the salty part. We usually do that around, but since we're working with fragrances here, we usually want to smell the lighter ones first and the most heavier at last. So you have the opportunity to smell everything, because if you have something weaker in the end, then you're not going to smell it as much, as your nose starts to get tired. So that's why you want to do the softer ones in the beginning and then go with them.
I have a question, another question. Do you study in relationship with personality and fragrance, and if there is some type of behavioral and emotional studies on how the fragrance relates to the individuals? There are a group of people with certain commonalities that will react to the fragrance.
Yes, we actually have a study that it's called, it's only a part of it, we have many studies, but this is a capability called choice model, and we divide all the personalities that we can find in the market. It doesn't matter if they're young, old, if they're whatever, they can be whoever. It's about attitudes. So we have seekers, we have traditionalists, we have good friends. So we can target each of these groups, and we know what they read, what they like to eat, where they want to travel, what they do with their families, or if they're loners. So we know how to target these specific groups, and this has to go with the fragrance and also with the packaging, so it makes a fit to concept. So when we develop, the perfumers know which is the personality and what they like. So we do target them.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I was just thinking about a person who would want to marry someone and knowing their personalities from a fragrance, if that is an indicator.
Which group do you think is that person that wants to be married someone?
We have the traditionalists and the good friends that have these sort of simple relationships that they go along and work around everyone else. And we have also a more seductive personality that works around romance, because everyone has romance in their lives, but in their own way.